and this is our horse Xander. Today's video I thought we would make about how to groom your horse on a daily basis. So let's see if we can get this dirty fluff ball all cleaned up and ready to go ride. These are all of the essential grooming tools I have in my grooming bag. Some I use every time I groom, others I use depending on how dirty my horse is. This is my shedding blade, rubber curry comb, and metal curry comb. These are my dandy brushes, stiff, medium, and soft, as well as a face brush. These are my mane and tail brush and comb, leave-in conditioner, and a rag. The most important areas to groom is the face behind the ears, the back where your saddle sits, the girth where your girth or cinch will go, the chest, and the legs, especially if you have boots. Anywhere that your tack is going to sit on your horse. This is a metal shedding blade. It opens up so that you can hold it with both hands, or it folds in half so that you can get smaller areas like the neck, the chest, in between the front legs. I love this tool because it's great at getting out the loose hair, getting off mud, and any other gross crunchy stuff you might find. It pulls the hair out and lets it fall out of the brush. Although it does create a huge mess on the floor, it's great to not have to stop and pull all of the hair out of your brush all the time. Plus, it's also very satisfying. By opening up the shedding blade, you can use it with two hands and cover a lot more area at once. I like to do this on the sides, and I also like to flip it over and get underneath the horse's belly this way. Although Xander doesn't really like it that much, it does work really, really well. He likes it much better when I do his back and the top of his booty. This is a metal curry comb. You can use it going in the same direction as the hair if you like. It does a great job for getting off mud and any of that, quote, clean dirt. You can also use it to go in circles. It does a great job of pulling out the hair, and for the most part, it keeps it in the brush. This is one of my favorite tools because it reminds me of being a little girl. My grandmother had a horse named Honey Horse. She was a cute, stocky little cow pony, super fluffy and always dirty. I got to curry her day and night, and it's quite possibly where my love of horses began. Next, we move on to the rubber curry comb. This is another good one for pulling out all that loose hair. I like this brush because it gives the horse a nice massage. Xander really, really likes it on the side of his neck and his chest. I also like to use this brush after a good hard ride. It works well to fluff up the hair that's all wet and sweaty, as well as get all of the itchies, and gives that nice good massage again. The best part of this brush, without a doubt, is that when you're all done, you can pull out a satisfying clump of hair, something we like to call horse pancakes. Now we move on to all of the different dandy brushes. The first one that I use is a stiff dandy brush. Just like the name suggests, it has lots of stiff bristles. These go down through the hair to the skin and bring all of the dirt and dander to the surface. This is the dandy brush I use the most consistently. The stiff bristles always do a great job of breaking the hairs apart if your horse has that little bit of a sticky feel to it. The bristles are almost always made out of plastic, and this makes the brush really easy to clean. Next, we move on to the medium dandy brush. The bristles of this brush are always long and not nearly as coarse as the stiff dandy brush. We use this brush with a flicking motion. Its job is to get all of the dirt and dander that we worked to the surface of the hair off of the horse. The soft dandy brush is the last of the main dandy brushes we use on the horse's full body. The soft dandy brush is also called a finishing brush. The bristles of this brush are always very soft. Very seldom are they made of plastic. They're almost always made out of goat hair or some other kind of soft hair. This is the perfect way to get those last little bits of dust and dander and hair off of the horse's coat, and it can also be used with a hair conditioner if you like. Next, we clean out the bottom of the horse's foot with a hoof pick. This tool is used to dig around the horse's frog, a triangular shape in the sole of the foot. Although this task is easier to do with some horses than others, it's always an essential one to do before you ride. Have you ever had a rock stuck in the bottom of your shoe? Think of being asked to run a 5K with that in your foot. You can also find other things than rocks in the bottom of your horse's foot. The most dreaded is a nail or screw. These can puncture your horse's sole or frog. A second reason that we pick our horse's feet is to help keep it dry. If a horse's foot stays too wet for too long, it can grow mold, also known as thrush. At times, thrush can get so bad that it hurts for your horse to walk on it. Now for some of the final touches, the mane and tail. I'm using a spray-on conditioner called Show Sheen. It leaves a waxy film behind, helping to keep dust and dirt off of the horse's hair, as well as leaving it tangle-free. Xander, like most Andalusians, have an absolutely gorgeous mane and tail. I could brush his hair for hours. Unfortunately, Xander's not a really big fan of me messing with his hair, but sometimes you have to suffer for beauty. Just like when you're brushing your long hair, always work the tangles out at the bottom first and then work up towards the top. This goes for both the mane and the tail. When working with your horse's tail, bring it around the side of the horse. This way you're out of the way if your horse decides to back up or for some reason kick out. I like to think that all horses enjoy having a well-groomed tail. After all, its big job is to swish away the flies, and you might as well look fabulous while you're doing it. The last brush we're going to use is the face brush. This brush is amazingly soft and made out of goat hair. Xander loves to have his ears brushed, but not all horses do. Be careful when first starting to brush around your horse's ear, and don't be surprised if they throw their head up in the air. Now that Xander is all clean for the most part and we've got out a lot of that spring hair, it's time for my favorite part. Lots of snuggles with our big fluff. Maybe a last little scratch in the ear too, because Xander loves it oh so much. If you scratch his ears, he will love you for the rest of your life. Good boy, Xander.